Your NPS is solid, your team knows the scripts, last quarter's numbers looked good, and then your senior customer experience manager gives 2 weeks notice, Black Friday traffic spikes 40%, and a customer complaint goes viral on LinkedIn. And the thing you build, the concept you have, and the strategic you follow, for one that's been working for months, suddenly doesn't hold up the pressure. Welcome to 15 Minutes Customer Obsession. I'm Peggy, your podcast host, and this is the place where we turn touch points into trust points for people, customers, and humans in business. Today we talk about 3 blind spots and 1 diagnostic that will show you exactly where your customer experience breaks first. Let's go. Here's the uncomfortable truth about most customer experience concepts. Basically, customer experience you design for a normal business day, a normal Tuesday, and then it breaks under real pressure. Not because your people stop caring, because the system was never stress tested for certain situations. So, and here is what nobody tells you. You already know where it breaks. You've probably known that for 6 months. You just haven't had the bandwidth to fix it, the time, because you are too busy keeping everything from falling apart. Falling apart is maybe too much to say, but in times of changes and transformation, we have a busy and stressful daily operational setup. And so today I'm going to name the 3 blind spots that show up in almost every customer experience system. And so I'm going to give you a way to find out which one is your blind spot. Blind spot number 1, ownership. The question, when a customer issue escalates, does it get resolved in one hand off? If your best customer hero quit tomorrow, would the experience stay consistent for 90 days? Can your frontline team act to save a customer without waiting for approval? Most leaders answer no to at least 2 of those questions, and they know it. Because every handoff adds 20 minutes and kills the customer trust. Customers switch products, services, and brands. If your people can't act, they become helpless, and your customers feel that. The Ritz-Carlton figured this out decades ago. Every employee from housekeeping to reception can spend up to $2,000 per guest, per incident, without managerial approval. Nobody needed to say, oh, let me call the manager and let me get them involved. You were the owner of the problem, the owner of the issue with the customer in that particular situation, and you had to handle it. Not because Ritz-Carlton has endless money to give away. Actually, the opposite in these days. But because ownership creates connection. Because this first connection that a customer has when issues occur is defining whether the customer at the end remains happy or not. And this connection creates the loyalty, what they call brand loyalty, not the points and not the loyalty programs. Blind spot number 2, what you measure. The question, do your KPIs reward solving the problem or only the speed in which the problem was resolved or not. When you review team performances, do you measure how customers felt? Can you name the 3 moments where customers lose patience with data? So you get more of what you measure. If you only track speed, empathy becomes a nice to have, and your best people burn out trying to care in a system that doesn't. So I see this pattern everywhere. Leaders who say, we put the customer first, and then the review their own team's call handling time without a single question how the customer felt at the end, how the team, the people, how they feel. I have, let's say, a habit. I always ask, how are you mentally, physically, and emotionally? And who works with me knows that and maybe smiles now. And yeah, what you measure is what you value. And what you value is what your culture becomes. Think about, what do you measure? What are your KPIs? Blind spot number 3, leadership reality. The question, have you gone through your full customer journey in at least 90 days, you yourself? When pressure hits, does your customer experience stay consistent, or does good enough win? Well, if a new leader joins the team tomorrow, could they maintain the customer experience quality on day 1 without needing weeks of shadowing? You can't lead what you don't experience. Pressure doesn't reveal character alone. It reveals what actually designed into the system. I ask every leader I worked with this question. When did you last go through your own customer journey? Not as a CEO, not as a manager, not as someone who is the owner, not as the expert, but as the customer, as a customer. Put yourself in the customer's shoes. This is a very old saying and has still a modern aspect, and this is the point here, leadership reality. Most of them pause when I ask this question, and that pause is the answer. What these patterns reveal. Here's what I've learned from working with hundreds of leaders, and I can say if your customer experience runs on effort, it works only because someone stays late, someone just handles it, someone absorbs the chaos, so customers don't see where is the customer experience breaking. It's not a system, it's a person. And when that person leaves, and they always will, the whole house is crashing. You don't need people to try harder. You need a system that holds when they can't. This week's human or hype. Well, customer experience diagnostic tools and AI-powered customer health scores. Is that human or is this hype? Right now there are thousands of tools promising to tell you exactly where your customer experience is broken. AI-powered dashboards, sentiment analysis, predictive churn scores. I'm going not against them because this is data and that is important. One of my slogans is also high tech and high touch. So data is useful and patterns matter. But here's the problem. Most of these tools measure the symptoms, not the cause. And They tell you a customer is at risk of churning. They don't tell you that your escalation process has 4 unnecessary handoffs. And maybe that you have not emotionally reached that customer. Or that your frontline team needs approval for decisions they should be able to make in less than 30 seconds. The tool sees the output. Only you can see the system. So now, hype, when you use it as a substitute for leadership judgment, then it's really only an hype. Human, when you use to confirm what you already know and you finally act on it. And yes, of course, this week we have red flag and green flag as well. So this week we give red or green flag on the topic how leaders respond when customer experience break under pressure. Something goes wrong, a complaint goes public, a key person is out, the system cracks. The red flag response is find who's responsible, send an apology email, and add a new process layer to prevent it next time. Back to normal Tuesday. Red flag, of course. Adding processes to a system that broke under pressure doesn't fix the system. It adds weight to something already fragile. Next time, it breaks even faster and harder. The green flag response asks the harder question, not who failed, but what in the system allowed this to happen. Then fix the system, not just the symptom. Green flag leaders who use pressure moments as diagnostic data, not blame opportunities, build systems to actually hold on, and then that's the difference between customer experience that works on a normal Tuesday and one that works on when everything goes wrong and the pressure hits. The question this week is this. If 3 people called in sick tomorrow and a customer complaint went viral by noon, what would actually break first? And does your team know how to handle it without you? The next episode, I'm bringing you something that will change how you think about customer feedback forever. Yes, forever. I will talk about a study showing that responding to customer feedback has a significant impact. And I promise there will be something new, nothing what you do already, what is your best practice. So stay tuned. And if you now say, wait a minute, let me check my customer experience and where is it really that it cracks under pressure, then you go on my website, you go to free genuine human experience tools and you download the GHX pressure test. You answer 12 simple questions and you know exactly where your customer experience maybe is fragile and where it really can break. After that, after you have done that, I'm looking forward to see you next week. This was episode number 4 of the second season here at 15 Minutes Customer Obsession. And if this hit something, take the GHX pressure test, 12 questions, 5 minutes. Go to the direct link here right in the show notes. And don't forget, AI is great, but humanity is the driving force. See you next Tuesday.